The bridge of the K-Arthaxian dominance hummed with the usual efficiency of a warship preparing for conquest. Commander Zekther stood before the holographic display, his three eyes scanning the blue-green orb rotating slowly in the projection field. His mandibles clicked together in satisfaction. "Another primitive world," he muttered, his translator chip converting his thoughts into the standard galactic tongue. "This will be over before the third sun rises." Behind him, his tactical officer, a being of pure crystalline structure, pulsed with amber light. "Commander, the preliminary scans are complete. The planet is designated as Sol 3 by the locals. They call it Earth." Zekther's middle eye widened slightly. Somewhere in the back of his consciousness, something stirred, a memory, perhaps, or a warning from the Academy. But the feeling passed quickly, replaced by the familiar rush of conquest. "Excellent, deploy the scanner drones. I want a full tactical assessment within the hour." On Earth, in a small coffee shop in Seattle, Daniel Martinez sat across from Melissa Chen, both hunched over a laptop displaying lines of code that would have been incomprehensible to most people. They were software engineers at a small aerospace startup, and today was supposed to be their day off. "I'm telling you, Melissa, these signals aren't random," Daniel insisted, adjusting his glasses. "Look at the pattern. It's too regular, too intentional." Melissa leaned closer, her dark eyes narrowing as she studied the data. For the past 3 days, their company's satellite network had been picking up unusual electromagnetic signatures in high orbit. What had started as a curiosity had become an obsession. "If you're right," she said slowly, "and these are artificial signals, Daniel, that would mean first contact," he finished for her, "or something worse." They exchanged a glance, and without another word, both grabbed their laptops and headed for the door. Aboard the Dominance, the scanner drones had returned, and the data was being compiled. Zekther's communications officer, a slug-like creature with exceptional hearing across 17 frequency ranges, suddenly stiffened. "Commander, I'm detecting something unusual." "Define unusual," Zekther said, not looking up from the invasion deployment plans. "The planet's communication networks are extensive, far more sophisticated than initial scans suggested, and Commander," the officer's vocal sac trembled, "they've detected our scanner drones." "Impossible. Our stealth technology is generations ahead of any Level 2 civilization." "Nevertheless, sir, I'm intercepting multiple transmissions, military channels. They know we're here." For the first time, a sliver of doubt crept into Zekther's consciousness. He pulled up the Civilization Assessment Report. Level 2.3, it read, "Atomic fission achieved, primitive space travel, chemical propulsion only, no energy shields, no plasma weapons." "They're no threat," he declared. "Prepare the invasion fleet. We'll establish orbital superiority, then deploy ground forces to secure the major population centers." His second-in-command, a veteran of 47 conquests, shifted uncomfortably. "Commander, perhaps we should consult the galactic database more thoroughly, cross-reference the planet's designation." "We don't have time for paranoia, Velthar. The Admiralty expects this sector secured within a rotation. We proceed as planned." Daniel and Melissa had made it to the Seattle office of the Department of Defense's Advanced Threat Response Division in record time. Their credentials as aerospace contractors had gotten them through the door, but their data had gotten them into the secure briefing room. "How long have you known?" Melissa asked the Air Force colonel sitting across from them. Colonel Sarah Hendricks looked tired, like she hadn't slept in days. 72 hours. About the same time you two picked up those signals, I suspect. We've been tracking multiple objects in high orbit. They're not ours, not the Russians, not the Chinese. That leaves only one possibility." "What's being done?" Daniel demanded. "Everything," Hendricks replied. "We've been preparing for this scenario since the 1950s. You'd be surprised what we have ready to go." Melissa shook her head. With all respect, Colonel, if these are aliens with interstellar travel capability, what could we possibly have that would? That's neat to know, Hendricks interrupted. But here's what I can tell you, Earth doesn't roll over, not ever, not for anyone. The first wave of K-Arthaxian assault ships descended through Earth's atmosphere in formation, their shields deflecting the primitive radar signals that tried to track them. Zekthar watched from the bridge, confident in his overwhelming superiority. Sir, I'm detecting missile launches from multiple locations on the surface, his tactical officer reported. Let them waste their ordnance, our shields will. The Dominants shuddered violently. Red warning lights blazed across every console. What was that? Zekthar roared. Direct hit, sir. Shields at 60%, how did they? Another impact, then another. Those aren't conventional missiles. The tactical officer's crystalline form pulsed red with alarm. They're using some kind of directed energy weapon and kinetic kill vehicles traveling at, he paused, recalculating, impossible velocities. Zekthar pulled up the battle display and felt his blood run cold. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were fighting effectively. Across the globe, his assault ships were being targeted by weapons that shouldn't exist according to every scan, every assessment. Get me a damage report from the assault fleet. The responses came in rapid succession, and each one was worse than the last. 12 ships destroyed, 20 more heavily damaged. The humans had turned their entire planet into a weapons platform. Commander, Velthar's voice was quiet but urgent. I've completed the database cross-reference you dismissed earlier. Not now, Velthar. Sir, you need to see this, now. Zekthar turned, and his second-in-command transferred a file to the main display. It was a classified Galactic Archive entry, marked with the highest warning level. The title made his heart stop. Earth Sol 3, DSIGNATED Death World, do not engage. He began to read, his 3 eyes darting across the text with growing horror. Dominant species, humans. Category, apex persistence predators. Warning. Despite technological classification as Level 2, humans have demonstrated exceptional adaptability and problem-solving under pressure, extreme aggression when threatened, ability to weaponize any available technology, pack-bonding behavior that extends to artificial constructs, capacity to function in combat despite severe physical damage, historical record of constant warfare with own species, resulting in rapid weapons development. Note, humans originated on a Class 12 death world with 1.2 g gravity, extreme weather variations, and abundant megafauna predators. They are the only known sapient species to have survived such an environment. Recommendation: avoid all contact. If contact is unavoidable, establish diplomatic relations only. Do not engage militarily. Zekthar looked up at the battle display. Another 3 ships had just been destroyed. The humans had launched what appeared to be some kind of orbital weapons platform that had been hidden on their moon. The moon. They'd weaponized their own satellite. Sir, we need to retreat, Velthar urged. Now before. All ships full retreat, Zekthar screamed into the command channel. Emergency jump, get us out of this system. But it was too late for the assault fleet. The humans had somehow predicted their escape vectors and positioned their weapons accordingly. Of the 50 ships that had entered Earth's atmosphere, only 15 made it back to orbit. As the Dominance began its emergency jump sequence, Zekthar watched the blue-green planet recede on the view screen. He could see the lights of 1,000 cities, each one filled with these terrifying persistence predators, these humans who had turned their entire world into a fortress. His communications officer's voice was shaky. Commander, I'm receiving a transmission from the surface. Audio only, should I? Play it, Zekthar said, defeated. A human voice, calm and measured, filled the bridge. Unknown vessels, this is Earth Command. You have violated our sovereign territory. We have disabled your advance force. Any further aggression will be met with extreme prejudice. You have 12 hours to vacate our system. Do not return. The transmission ended. The bridge was silent except for the countdown to the jump. Velthar finally spoke. "Commander, there's a reason Earth was in the database." Zekthar nodded slowly, understanding dawning. How many other commanders have learned this lesson? According to the archives, 37, over the last 300 cycles, none of them filed reports. Too embarrassing. As the jump drive engaged and the stars stretched into lines, Zekthar made a decision. He would file a report, a detailed one, with full data and tactical analysis. Because the galaxy needed to know, Earth was off limits. And humanity, they were just getting started. Back on Earth, Daniel and Melissa watched the alien vessels disappear from the orbital tracking displays. The crisis room erupted in cheers, but the two of them simply looked at each other, exhausted. "We're not alone in the universe," Melissa said quietly. "No," Daniel agreed, "but at least now they know we're not easy prey." Colonel Hendricks approached them, a rare smile on her face. "Good work, you two. Your early warning gave us the time we needed to deploy our assets." "What happens now?" Daniel asked. Hendricks looked up at the ceiling as if she could see through it to the stars beyond. "Now, we prepare, because they'll tell others, and next time whoever comes might not be hostile." "And if they are?" Melissa asked. The colonel's smile turned grim. "Then they'll learn the same lesson these ones did. Humanity didn't claw its way to the top of Earth's food chain by backing down from a fight." As they left the facility and stepped out into the Seattle rain, Daniel and Melissa looked up at the cloudy sky, knowing that somewhere beyond it, the galaxy had just learned a new rule. Don't mess with Earth.